As of today, no woman has ever been elected to the presidency of Mexico. Until 2012, no woman had ever been the presidential candidate for any of Mexico's main political parties. That changed on February 5, 2012, when Josefina Vázquez Mota, a former Secretary of Education and of Social Development, won the primary of the Conservative National Action Party. Women only gained the right to vote in 1953, but Mexican politics is not especially male-dominated. Women hold over a quarter of congressional seats. That is a higher proportion than America's and twice as high as their share in Brazil, which elected a female president in 2010. In 2014, Mexico approved a political reform package that, among other things, includes new measures aimed to ensure the greater participation of women in politics. The law now requires gender parity, which means that at least 50% of the candidates fielded by a political party in either federal or state legislative election must be female. Whether or not this will be a law that truly leads to greater female empowerment in politics will depend in large part on how each party approaches preparing its ranks. But they now have a legal obligation to ensure women take on a much larger role in their strategy. In Mexico, quotas and laws are helping women close the gender gap in politics. Over a third of all positions in Mexico's lower house of parliament and Senate are held by women, placing it 7th out of 193 countries. 6 women have been governors in Mexico throughout history in the states of Colima, Tlaxcala, Yucatán, Zacatecas, and Mexico City. Currently, a local election in Mexico is shedding light on a war that for years has gone underreported and often unnoticed: the daily murder of women as a show of male power, known as femicide. What is clear, say local non-governmental organizations, is that the murder rate is increasing. Now, voters in the regional state of Mexico are forcing politicians to recognize the problem and take action. After protests of tens of thousands of women in the past year, candidates in the June 4th state elections are offering to train prosecutors on gender equality and open a special agency to support victims' families. In the state of Mexico, the type of crime that women face is constant, said Alejandro Holt, a security consultant and a former official of CISEN, Mexico's intelligence agency. It's constant is their entire surroundings, he said. The attitude of the authorities is beginning to change, though. In a televised debate, Delfina Gómez, a candidate from the new left-wing Morena party, who has a narrow lead in the latest polls, proposed educating prosecutors and police forces on the topic of gender inequality. She blamed the ruling Institutional Revolutionary Party, or PRI, for the recent increase in murders. Still, if pressure from civilian organizations continues, politicians will be unable to ignore the issue during the presidential campaigns next year, said Vidal Romero, chair of the Political Science Department at the private university ITAM in Mexico City.